Caution is out in Sonoma for the NASCAR Featherlite Southwest Series. 22 laps complete. Robbie Gordon will stay on the racetrack as many of the leaders pit.
It's probably not too bad a strategy, Larry. I mean, you can either come down and get 2, or you can stay out and try to get in that window.
Yeah, what we have to remember, these guys can only change 2 tires under this caution. We may see some lefts, we may see some rears. Matt Yoakum.
That's exactly what he's going to do, DW. He's going to come around, take the green. The next time by, who will pit and take on 4 tires. That was their strategy at the beginning, and they're going to stick with it today.
Kenny Shepherd has a bit of a different strategy. They are going to take left side tires and left side tires only. This will be the only pit stop that they are going to make all day long. They're going to try to do it on just a 2-tire change. Up pit road, Paul Menard in car number 13, taking left sides and left sides only. He is out of here.
You know, Darrell, one thing that we mentioned while we were at break is possibly coming in and getting your left sides and filling it up with fuel. When the green flag comes out, that puts us in that window, maybe coming in and getting those right side tires. That's a long way to run on right side tires at a road course 64 laps.
Yeah, but I believe on these cars they can do it. The weight bias on these cars is pretty much favors the left side, so I think they'd be fine. But here's the thing about it. If you want to get tires, you ought to come in now and top up so you don't even have to put gas in it. Just come in, put tires on it, speed up the stop a little bit.
We're under caution for this car, Dave Bird, who came to rest at turn 9 after leaving his drive shaft at turn 7. We'll be ready to go back to green when we come back. Getting set for the restart, Bernie Lamar, Robbie Gordon, Brandon Witt.
And what they do, unlike at an oval, they get the 1 to go up at the top side of the racetrack, so they actually only run a half a lap of the racetrack on 1 to go.
See all that debris, see all the pebbles and dirt and everything is kind of out of the groove there. With the bias tires, you've got to stay out of that because those little stones will cut a tire down a heartbeat.
Now the top 5 cars did not pit under this caution. Will they take the green on the racetrack?
Yeah, he's got to come around and take the green, and then the next time, if he's going to stop, he'll come in next time by.
So that includes Witt, Little, and Nash. The 75, Vince Little, and the 88 of Rocky Nash. Here we go.
Pretty good strategy, I believe, Larry.
Yeah, and what that definitely would do, that would put him, I think, in the window of being able to go to the end on fuel as well.
Looking back at the leader from the number 70 of Greg Pursley, who spent some time in the pits under repair.
You know what I also like about Robbie's strategy is he was able to stay at the front of the field, so he what is not back there trying to fight all the traffic like you see them all bottlenecked right here. He will give up least amount of time on pit road because of that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see when he makes his stop where he comes out compared to Kenny Shepherd, because Shepherd made a stop under the yellow, took 2 tires. So it'll be interesting to see where they come out.
But I just believe those 4 tires at this road course will be much better, turning left and right.
Oh, I think at the end of the day it will be. And things have got to, strategy's got to work out for him. Whoa, 33 was out of control.
Trouble for Bernie Lamar.
Yeah, I see something. It looks like he broke a track bar.
He's 4th in points coming into this race and slipping back.
There he comes. There's Robbie Gordon. Just took the lead. Now he comes to pit road. He'll be able to go all the way around right here. This is outside of turn 11. Right about there. Has to get to 35 miles an hour. That's another thing. Can't make a mistake and speed on pit road coming in or leaving. It's a long way down that pit road, but this will give him the ability, since it's under green, to get 4 tires and fill that thing with fuel to go to the end.
Plus he's on pit road by himself. Doesn't have to worry about any traffic. Matt.
And DW, another advantage for Robbie Gordon. His Winston Cup pit crew is servicing the car. That means Danny Chocolate Myers, who is injured between the Dover and Charlotte Winston Cup races, is back gassing. This is his refresher course, he told me. They're going to make a 4-tire change. Now the strategy, they feel like the other cars are going to have to stop again, as Ronnie Otto has a little bit of trouble in the left rear. Looks like he got a little bit of fuel and possibly really his left eye. He's wiping it in his eyes, but they feel like the other cars are probably going to have to stop. Their fuel window might have been too close. Gordon's team feels like they're going to be good to go the distance.
All right, there goes Kenny Shepard. He's up in the S's, and Robbie's just coming out of the pits, coming up the hill here. So a huge advantage to Shepard at this point.
And Dick Berggren, what's wrong with Bernie Lamar?
Darrell called it right, Mike. The track bar has broken as they tried to do this pit stop, which was scheduled for exactly now. They were going to come in on the first green flag lap after the caution, but as soon as they jacked the car up, you could see it. The whole chassis shifted to one side. There's nothing holding the back end of the car from going side to side. You can't race like that.
See, Mike, you know this. These cars they're real light, and they just have a little short, what they call a J bar. It's not actually a track bar that runs all the way across the back. See
right
that?
There.
See the rear end housing jumping backwards and forward. Now see it come out.
Because that track bar, it's mounted to the rear end housing on the right side and the frame on the left side, and it takes a lot of abuse at a road course where you're going left and right. It's what holds the rear end in the center of the car.
It's another one of those issues that these cars are not made for road racing, you know, necessarily, unless you really put a lot of extra thought into it.
Going left and right is one thing, but jumping over all those curves, that's not good.
Goes through a lot of abuse.
Well, these cars have a little, like I said, a little short J bar. It's only about a third as long as what a normal track bar would be on a Winston Cup car.
Here's your new leader, number 28, Brandon Witt. And remember Jim Engelbright, our two-time defending champion of this race? He's made 2 pit stops, but he's up to 3rd behind Kenny Shepard.
Well, that's all it takes is one caution flag, and you can get caught back up. If you don't have to pit, here you are, right back in the hunt.
He's about 4 seconds behind our leader right now, Brandon Witt.
Mike Kankey, who started on pole, is behind the wall. Here's Dick.
Well, at first it was pretty good. He ran well, then he had engine trouble, and the engine trouble went away, and now engine trouble is terminal. What happened to that thing?
I'll tell you what, the car was just ran flawlessly, the same as it did all day, I mean, all weekend. And, you know, you can't help something like that. You know, it probably had a bad part, ended up breaking on us and put us out, but she was definitely a good car today.
19 wins in this series, including El Cajon this year. He was looking for number 20. Not today, Mike.
Brandon Witt, the top rookie on the tour, out front now.
Yeah, only 19 years old, and here you see this is Jim Engelbright back to the pit road again. Matt Yoakum, why is he on pit road?
Well, Larry Mack, his first stop, he only took on fuel. His second stop, he took on left side tires. So this time around, they came in to take on right side. But an interesting note, he reported in about 4 or 5 laps ago, he was seeing smoke from underneath the dash, but then the smoke went away.
The good thing about it now, he's good to go the distance on fuel and tires.
And on a road course like this, you can get some rubber, some of the tire rubber build up, pick it up, throw it up in the engine compartment, get on the headers, and that's where that smoke will come from.
I was talking about Brandon Witt, our leader right here. He's only 19 years old. He's getting all kinds of pressure now from Kenny Shepard.
Whoa,
but he got his experience driving in Formula One development program over in France.
Wow.
And he's only 19 years old, as I said.
Kenny Shepard back to the lead.
Kenny put that move on him.
That opened up the whole inside row. Menard goes through for 2nd and drops Witt to 3rd. 28 of 64 laps complete. Our leading rookie, Brandon Witt, having a lengthy pit stop as Kenny Shepard leads Paul Menard and Todd Souza.
Well, it's taking forever, Dick.
It is taking forever, Mike, and there's nothing wrong. These guys are just simply slow on Brandon Witt. This is a painful thing to watch. The kid has been so fast on the speedway, but this pit stop is just killing him. No shifter knob, by the way, on the gear shift lever, which is going to also hurt him.
Darrell, where'd you put that knob?
But I'm telling you, the guys don't realize how important that is.
There he's going to go a lap down from leading the race to a lap down in about 3 or 4 laps.
The reason it took him so long to change those tires, he has that wide 5 wheel pattern.
Guys, we have caution on the speedway, and this is a big break for Robbie Gordon because he was 37 seconds, almost a half a lap behind our leader. This will allow him to make that ground up.
Caution is out. Debris on the racetrack. Maybe it's that shifter ball.
I'm telling you,
It could be.
that is not something to take lightly, and I'm getting kind of upset about it, to tell you the truth. On these road courses, a shifting knob is one of the most critical things on the car.
Robbie's in 12th position, but again, he was a good half a lap behind the leaders after making that green flag stop for 4 tires.
So
So this is a big break for him.
Let me explain about these wide fives. When stock car racing started on the short tracks around the country after World War II, they found that the hubs and the spindles on the right front of the passenger cars that were used for racing were not strong enough to withstand all those right-hand turns. So they would use a truck hub on the right front that had a big, what we call a wide 5 bolt pattern, in that the studs, the bolts, are much further apart, a much bigger diameter than on a standard passenger
you
car.
You can see how far apart they are. Unlike a regular stock car wheel or a regular passenger car wheel, where they're all 5 right there in the middle, these are spread out all the way around the hub.
Another thing, they're lighter, and what a better place to get rid of weight than on that wheel, because remember, as I mentioned a while ago, these guys, they only run 100 to 125 lap races normally, where you don't have that pit stop to deal with.
And while they no longer use truck hubs on racing cars, they do use hubs like that one that are still built to the same dimensions. We're under caution at Infineon Raceway in Sonoma, California. Kenny Shepard leading Paul Menard, Todd Souza.